Cool. Everything looks green. Everything looks stable. Awesome. Alrighty. So happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back.
Yes.
No, it's been a few weeks. I hope the patience is well. I appreciate the patience, but we're back and we're going to be going, barring any unforeseen cataclysmic experiences, it should be every other week from here on out, unless there is, again, something major, catastrophic, or impactful, i.e., illness, sickness, holidays, maybe a family event.
Asteroids falling out of the sky.
Oh.
You know, if you've watched the movie on Netflix, Don't Look Up, prior to that, I would have been like, yeah, but then after hearing about that movie, I'll be like, no, we're just gonna find a way to profit, find a way to monetize it, just like we do in the modern day.
I didn't see that one yet. But...
You should.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. It's called Don't Look Up. It is complete satire on the whole end of the world bit. Leonardo DiCaprio and a whole bunch of other people that are just absolutely hilarious. And one of the shticks from what they were talking about it was a comet is going to hit the planet, and they're gonna at first they're like, yeah, we're gonna try and save the planet, and then they wait, we can mine this and make a profit. We'll just pretend the world's not gonna end. So totally check that out on Netflix. From what my buddy Ryan watched it, did his review, and he said it was absolutely hilarious.
I saw it. It was pretty good. Nice. I think you'd like it too.
I'll try and watch it. I'll try. I figured I'd give Hulu a chance again, and so far it's I'm glad I only got it for a month. But anyways, so yeah, apologize for y'all watching this after the fact. There's no video of me. For some reason the camera's not working. Couldn't get it figured out. So that, and I'm still kind of sick from the last couple of weeks. So I'm just the disembodied voice on the internet today. So be just like listen to AM FM radio. But
NPR was Scoob. I was kidding.
Or it could be ASMR. Listen to these sweet
sounds. Stop. That's just creepy. No.
Wow, what a reaction.
So clearly my mixtape of being of ASMR has never seen the light of day. Probably good I forgot to hit the record button on that anyway. But anyways, let's move on. So where the party was last time. You guys were in the carnival, kind of wandering about. I did some time in the Pixie Kingdom playing hide and seek. Or learned some interesting rumors abound. Then you went up and traveled to the northern part of the carnival, and then partook in a swan ride and had a wonderful conversation with Featherine, the giant swan who took you around the carnival via the little casual stroll. Learned some more gossip. You also participated in some snail racing, as exciting and dramatic as that was, these big giant snails. And now it's you guys have been in the carnival for a couple of hours, and you're starting to hear a lot of hubbub and ruckus about the big top, and you see people filing into the big top. So as you're departing from Featherine's gondola, getting yourself sorted and starting to make your way toward the big top to see what's going on, because you've heard talk about halfway through the night they do this big top show, and then you'll have the second half of the night, of course, to continue to wander around and learn what you can about the carnival. You've had Terry had a very interesting conversation with an individual, kind of left him curious individual Didn't talk much, but also seemed to deny they were a Kenku, even though he thinks they're a Kenku, but they could be not be a Kenku, but they seemed really weird either way. So he's kind of keeping an eye out for that. You guys have seen some individuals who don't look like who look like they're searching for people who tried to sneak in to the carnival. And you've seen some indication that that there have been some people who have snuck in that just haven't been caught yet. Because you know that as a guest of the carnival, you all have fairy wings you're supposed to be wearing, and you have your tickets that you have been getting punches in the ticket for each event or ride you have partaken in. So where are we at on our tickets? How many punches? Because
I have 4 left.
Four left?
Oh shoot. I don't remember.
I have 5 punch, so 3 left.
Yeah.
I think.
3 left, because you get 8 punches and then you have to get a new ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also have 3 punches left.
All right.
I think I only used 1. Yeah. I only did 1 thing.
If
Did
you
you
went,
do the
if
bubble
you
ride?
went on to the
I did
gondola,
the-
you went on the
No,
gondola.
I did 2 things. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you
I did
did-
the
if you
mystery
did the-
ride and the gondola.
Yeah, if you did the teapot, you did the gondola. If you did the snail racing, if you went into the Pixie Kingdom, all of those would have been punches on your ticket.
And the
I have
bubble-
6 then.
The bubble
I
ride,
only-
Grammy.
I only did the mine and the gondola, so
Okay. Oh, and you did
Oh,
you guys
wait.
went on the minecart ride where you had to look into something, or some of you chose to look into something. Then you went on a minecart ride that, while you looked at it, it looked like it wasn't very large, but as you rode the ride, it was much larger than you anticipated. Some of you saw some things that were scary, some of you not, but overall you got through that. That would have also been a punch if you all did that minecart ride.
Me and Terry are vying for these people who had the most fun.
Right. Terry, very happy.
Be more.
Definitely not going to be Dylan. Dylan's been traumatized.
Oh yeah, with the
oh yeah.
Yep.
So as you
He has
guys
this
are,
very weird haunted look in his eye at this point. So
that's right. That's right.
Oh,
Dylan is did not have the best experience on the minecart ride. Yeah, let's see. So, as you guys are leaving from the gondola and making your way, you notice that there is you notice this tree with giant ribbons and this kind of with garland and these ribbons. And what seems weird is you don't remember the tree when you went to the gondola, and now you're noticing the tree coming from the gondola, and you're noticing that the tree is walking. There's these emerald clouds that swirl above the tree and rain down these golden spinning sycamore seeds. You see some of the other people around the tree trying to catch the seeds before they hit the ground, and then as they kind of descend, as you get closer and you see them kind of falling, you see this squirrel that runs around the branches and is just kind of handing out these little dandelions to some of the passerbys, and is just chatting away about how wonderful the carnival is doing, hoping everyone's doing well. I mean, it's one of those people that you kind of see as a street performer who's just all about being social, the really kind of extrovert and out there going, oh, have fun here. Don't forget this. Hey, enjoy that over there. Hey, those fried Twinkie things, the little cakes on sticks that are deep fried. Those are really good. You go check them out. And you hear all this conversation as these little seeds fall from the tree as it walks by.
I want to grab a couple of seeds if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dex check there, Dylan.
Is the squirrel in the tree?
Yep, the squirrel's in the tree, running about the tree, just chatting away,
Ah,
handing out
19.
dandelions to some of the passerbys.
I would like to try and run and climb up the tree.
Okay, I'll get to that in just a second. First,
Okay.
Dylan, what'd you get on your thing?
A 19.
19. Totally. You catch a seed before it hits the ground. Now I'd like you to roll a d8 for me.
Okay. That will be a 3.
All right. As you catch the seed before it hits the ground, you see the seed kind of flash a little bit and then vanish, and you feel kind of happy. It's like your dour mood you had from coming from the mine cart and all that. It's now all of a sudden you feel lighter. You feel happier. In fact, things that would kind of be like, you know, people who have, it's like you tell them a joke and some of them you really have to, they don't laugh very easily, but they kind of chuckle. You're now more of the, yeah, you laugh, you feel yourself easily amused, easily happy with what all the shenanigans you see about you. You feel, so you just feel happy and much more lighthearted than you did. And then as you kind of feel that, you look over and you see Terry kind of get a stand back and kind of eyeball the tree as it's walking, kind of gauging, and you see him dart for the tree, and you can kind of tell he's got this intent to climb it. Terry, give me an athletics check to see if you could get up the tree.
Athletics
With disadvantage
acrobatics?
because the tree is moving.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I'm going to like face palm and say, wow, these seeds are great. You guys should try them.
So was that an athletics you needed or an acrobatics?
And athletics.
Okay.
Disadvantage because the tree is technically moving.
So disadvantage is still a 13.
All right. You manage to get to the tree and start scaling up the tree. And as you reach for one of the branches, the squirrel kind of looks over and says, "Hey, you're too big to climb. Get down." And it distracts you just enough that you don't quite seal your grip, and you land on the ground, but you don't land like face plant down or anything like that. But it's that you're still standing there with your hand up, like you're grabbing the tree, as just kind of looking at the squirrel.
I'm gonna yell at the squirrel. Hey, buddy, leave my friend alone. He can climb if he wants to.
But it's rude to climb somebody without asking permission. Where are you?
That's true.
I just wanted to say hello, and you look very friendly, and I just wanted to say hello. And
hello! Here, take one of these. You look like you could use some cheering up. That was a great running start you had. Unfortunately, you just didn't quite have it.
Well, I could try again.
I don't think my friend would like that too much.
So you and the tree are friends?
Well, yeah.
What's his name? What's your name?
The tree kind of turns and kind of shifts back and forth, and the squirrel listens to the groaning of the limbs and says, his name is Seymour Sycamore.
Seymour Sycamore. That's lovely.
Yep.
Pleasure to meet you, Seymour. And your name, Mr. Squirrel?
Betty.
Ms. Squirrel, I get.
Yep.
You look like a Betty.
Oh, thank you. Betty's such a great name.
Yes. So come here often in a tree?
Oh yeah, we're a part of the carnival. We make sure everybody's having a good time, and we wish them well and offer them these dandelions and the seeds, and it cheers people up. We want this to be a happy place.
Well, that sounds quite nice. Sorry if I was being a little presumptuous by trying to climb your friend's branches.
The tree shifts and groans, and Betty looks. You're forgiven. He understands the desire to climb trees. He knows. Kids do it all night long, or try to anyway. You're the one who's gotten the highest.
Oh,
Well, I do try.
congratulations, Terry.
So,
I always knew you could do it.
Thanks, Thurkir. I do okay. So when you're not walking, where are you heading?
Oh, we're just walking. We just walk up and down the carnival, and right now there's a big group of, as you can see, this big group of people's heading toward the big top. So we were just making our rounds.
Well, we're trying to make some friends here in the carnival and be helpful if we can.
Mm-hmm.
Have you lost anything by chance that we could help you find?
And you see her kind of pick a claw up and act like she's going to answer. And then she stops and she thinks. And then she tries to say something again, and then she stops and she thinks.
Have you lost the words?
No.
I can't remember what she lost.
I can't really think of anything I've lost. I have no, I'm good.
That's good. What about these dandelions? Are they good for everyone?
Yeah, here. She hands you a dandelion.
I'll smell it.
It smells like it smells fresh. Which it seems a little odd because she just keeps pulling them out of the little pouch she's got, but they smell fresh and kind of like a spring day.
Oh, that's lovely. Here, would you like some other type of flowers?
What you got?
I'm going to tap my staff of flowers and produce, I don't know, gladiolas.
Okay. So you tap the staff, and then some gladiolas sprout out from it. You pluck one and hand up, and she grasps it because it's a little bit bigger than a dandelion. And she's, oh, this is very nice. Very nice. And she goes and she puts it in her pouch, and for some reason it's like the little side pouch she's got. She puts it in, and it just goes right in. So
that's
then she pulls out. Say again?
That's a handy pouch.
Oh, very much, very much. Has lots of space in it. It takes a while to load up, but it's got to hand out a lot of things.
Excellent. I hope you enjoy it.
All right, I hope you guys too. Are y'all heading to the big top, right? You don't want to miss the show.
I think that was our plan.
Yeah, we're on our way there.
Okay. So you kind of walk with the tree and have this chat with the squirrel while that's going on. Gwen, what's your impression of the whole shenanigan? You're muted, so I can't hear you.
No wonder you didn't answer me. I
saw you talking. I knew you were there, and I was like, all right, let me come back to you. Make sure I get you what you're thinking.
No, at that, she's watching all these shenanigans, and she's just standing there with her arms crossed, and she would apologize to Seymour and Betty about her friends like doing that, but she would just have a nice chat with the tree. Just like, so where were you grown? Like asking like where he's from, but she would be like, so where did you grow up?
And as you ask that, the tree shifts, and you hear some groaning of the branches. And in between Betty's conversation with the others, she goes, "Oh, he grew up here. He was a little sapling, and so there's these druids that were part of the show long ago, and they awoken him, and he's just been here ever since."
She would
travels with the show.
She would compliment his branches, and she's a nature cleric, so she would just be like adoring the tree. So
Yeah, and
she's just chatting with the tree as we go. But she's just
Right,
looking
catching one
at
of the
Terry and Turok and just was like, I can't believe you did that. Like she's not saying it out loud, but you can tell she's like,
kind of giving
How
trying
dare
to
you.
just kind of giving you a look. It's like, really?
giving you like the mom look, like, I can't believe you did that to a Senju.
Why?
Nat, what about you? What are you doing during all? What is Nat doing, or what's Nat's impressions of these shenanigans?
Okay. I'm trying to decide what I want here. Hold on. Nat's gonna walk over and try to grab like some of the seeds that are falling.
All right, go and roll a dexterity check.
Oh boy, this is the first time I've done this in a while. Okay. Okay. That is going to be a 17.
A 17. That's good. You do catch one. Go ahead and roll a d8.
Alrighty. Hold on. I don't remember what a D8 looked like for a second. 4.
A 4. You gain a D4, which can be added to one ability check before the next dawn.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay.
That's nice.
All right. What Fiona Philonia?
It's been a while.
It's been a few weeks. I'm gonna try it.
Yes. So I've just been like kind of watching the trees we go on the way to the big top. I'm still thinking about the stuff that happened with the mermaid and with the bugbear. It's like the information we found out, trying to decide what's going on. I was going to try to catch a seed, but mostly I was just going to try to get, you said they're handing out dandelions. I was going to try to get one of those.
Oh yeah, Betty will hand you a dandelion, no problem. And if you want to try to catch a seed, just give me a dex check.
Okay.
I want it.
Because the seeds are like continually falling.
All right. So that's going to be a 15 total.
Oh, yep. You catch one. Go ahead and roll a d8 for me.
Okay. That's going to be a 5.
All right. So when you catch the seed, as soon as it hits your hand, it flashes, and it's now a gold piece.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'll try it too.
All right. You want to roll your dex check?
That's a 16.
All right. You make it. Go and roll a d8.
All right. Three.
3. So the seed lands in your hand and it kind of flashes and vanishes, but you feel your mood lift and things strike you funny and just amusing much easier. So you, a lot like Dylan, you're just all of a sudden you feel lighter on your feet. Any negative feelings you had seem to have just kind of washed away. You're just caught up in the positivity of the carnival and the company.
Thank you, Benny, and your tree. It feels lovely. I'm going to put the days the
Kind of like a little lapel, lapel thing.
Lapel, yep.
I'm going to assume that an 8 is not enough.
For the dex check?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Can I describe this?
oh.
So
I'll let you try again.
okay, so the first time that I try and go, I don't make it. I jump, I try and jump to catch one and get my big bunny feet tangled up and just face plant in front of Dylan and Thurkir.
And you see Betty go, oh, that's all right. You could always try again.
So the second time was a natural 20.
Oh yeah.
And the D8 is a 1.
You too
you
feel your mood lighten. Any embarrassment you had for not climbing the tree or falling on your face when you tried to catch a seed is gone. You just feel much happier now and much more easily amused by the just positivity of the group around you and the kids laughing and Betty's jokes.
Yes, it's just what Terry needs to be more amused.
More
I'm
easily amused.
Yeah.
kind of laughingly say, "Hey, Betty, hey, Seymour, did you happen to see any lost or wandering children around?"
Betty's like, yeah, they're all right here. Can't you see them? And of course, she points to all the kids that are right there running back and forth and running around the carnivals. There's kids everywhere.
Oh, okay. I was hoping to have, we heard somebody was lost from the, what was the displacer beast's name?
Darla? No.
Darla.
No.
Dear
Something.
Lagon or something.
Starts
I can't remember it either.
It's
Anyway,
Darligron.
Darla. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darlagon had misplaced a child, I think.
Her cub.
Her cub. We
Yes.
were
Oh,
just wondering
haven't seen anything like that.
Okay, well, that's fine. It's best to have a good time anyway.
Yep. Well, yep. You might want to get in line for the carnival. We're going to keep going this way. Or they
Okay.
kind of point to the line for the big top.
Are there any kids around the tree that don't have their wings?
Give me a perception check. Or actually, no, an investigation check. Because
Reading
you're
my
looking for
mind.
something specific.
I'm looking for that as well.
All right.
Ah, nice.
Let's see,
21 for Dylan.
15
Okay.
Plus 2, so 17 for Terry.
All right. As you both kind of look about, you do see a couple of random kids that don't have fairy wings on their back,
Mhm.
and they're kind of up in a crowd of kids that are moving about. So, and you really had to kind of look because the gaggle of kids is so tight. It's like you almost thought everybody had wings, but you had to look again. You see that a couple of the kids in the group don't.
Mm,
And they're like young, and they're really young kids too. There's a
yeah.
couple of really young kids, and then there are a couple more adolescent, that
Right.
rebellious adolescent
Mhm.
age,
Mhm.
like some people.
Mm. Mm.
He looks pointedly at Mayflower.
I'm going to try and intercept at least. If I can get to one of them or more of them, then I'm going to try and intercept them.
All right, say that again, Dylan.
If I can get to either one or more of them, I'm going to try and intercept them and talk to them, the ones without wings.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're gonna try and stop them, how are you gonna try and intercept them?
Just walk over to them and say, "Hey, I got something to tell you."
All right, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
The very
Terry
ugly
would
guy
help.
walks up and fumbles it completely. He looks creepy. That's it.
Yeah. It's like you go, hey, wait, I just want, and they're like, shh, go.
Can I try and salvage the situation? Can I go and find if they're going away, are there any others that haven't been startled yet?
There's another group you could look and see. So if you're gonna go and try and intercept them,
Yeah.
go and give me a persuasion check.
Okay. All right, Terry, you can do this. No, you can't. So a 5 plus 4 is 9.
No,
So,
you make your way and you think you're intercepting them, and you get over there and you're hey, and they're like, shh, and they dart off behind a couple of in between some stalls too.
Well,
Didn't we before see some black cloaked people?
I did. I did.
You did, okay.
I did. And I did tell everybody, so you guys know about it. So
Okay. I guess I'll take a quick look to see if any of these black cloaked folks are walking.
Okay.
near the-
Go ahead and give me an investigation.
All right. Investigate. All right. My better one. I didn't get a 14.
Out of 14.
Yeah.
14, you're not going to notice anybody following the kids, unfortunately. Nobody's going to stick out to you.
All right. Well, then I'm heading around to get in line to the big top.
All right. So you guys, you come in, you get in line for the big top, and you kind of filtered in, and you hold your tickets out, expecting them to be punched, and nobody punches a ticket. They just there's a couple of ushers that are a Goliath and another lizard folk are kind of there as ushers, and they're just waving people in. And when you try to hand the ticket, they shake their heads like and tell you not to worry about it. This is free for everyone. And you come in and you start filing in, and it's just like if you've been to a circus or anything, these bleachers and these stands are there. You kind of go and you go and you kind of caught up and you find a seat. And your seats are about 6 rows back from the from the edge. As you see the big open circle in the center, and as you kind of sitting, you sit in there and you see people in it. Eventually, as you see once it looks like the whole area, all the seating is filled. That the doors at like the front of the tent close. You see the lights start to dim, and you hear the crowd get quiet in anticipation. And once it gets to that quiet point, a large spotlight illuminates this figure in the center of the ring. He is this lithe elven figure sitting on a silver hoop suspended above the center of the ring on silk ropes. The elf wears a dazzling suit of diamond pane mirrors and a pair of butterfly wings. In his scepter, he's holding is topped with what looks like to be a spinning weather vane. Welcome, one and all, to this evening's extravaganza. I am Mr. Light. Prepare to be delighted. And he waves his hand about, and then all of a sudden there's activity as the big top starts to get going, and he serves as the ringmaster, so he directs and introduces the acts. You see this big burly bugbear with a pumpkin on his head come out, and he just starts doing these feats of strength and wowing the crowd with his brute force. You see at one point a tank is wheeled out with a mermaid who starts to just belt out this amazing song of
The same one that we met before?
That's what I was going to ask.
Go ahead. Yep, it's the same mermaid you heard singing before. She's wheeled out. She does a presentation and sings. And as she's finishing hers, you see this mime individual come out and starts playing. Like pretending to play games with the audience as he moves about, and the like acting like he's pulling stuff from the crowd, asks like he's throwing stuff to the crowd, pretends he runs into walls. When you think of a mime's performance and catering to the audience, that's what this person's doing. And then shortly after, you see these fairy dragons with these streamers tied to their tails start performing like a synchronized flying routine inside the tent, belting out little bits of fire and sparkles of energy as they perform this. Kind of, I think of like an aerial acrobatic show, only inside the tent.
Ooh. I clap and holler, woo!
All right. What's the rest of the party do as each of these performers and performances start coming across?
Do the mime and the mermaid, do they like making eye contact with each other to pick up anything there?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. Oh, that's a natural 20. So that's 26.
You see there's she kind of looks to him, and you see them kind of look at each other from so often, but it's one of those, it's like one's looking, it's like the mime looks at her and you can kind of almost see like a wistful look on his face. And then when the mermaid turns to a point where it looks like she's going to return the gaze, he turns away and does another trick. So it's you kind of see that that kind of back and forth.
So it's
Barker, introduce him. Is this Candlewick, or did we get the mime's name?
Yeah.
Candlewick.
Mr. Light introduces him as Candlewick, the Candlewick, and gives the names of each of the performers as they come out. Burley the bugbear, Palasha the mermaid,
That answers my question.
Candlefoot the mime.
What was the mermaid's name again? What was the mermaid's name again?
Palasha, Palasha.
Okay.
Bugbear's name is Burley, Burly.
Is there anyone else in the big top that looks like they're doing anything suspicious, I guess?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
All right. Uh, 13.
You got a what? A 17?
13. 1 3.
13. You're with all the activity going on and whatnot, you're not able to you can't really pick out anyone into any group in the audience. Nat, what about you? How's Nat taking in the show as each of these acts are coming across? Because at this point, you're seeing the acts and all these crazy things that go on in a circus big top extravaganza.
Nat has never seen something like this before, so she's not even like clapping or hollering or anything. She's just hyper fixated on what's happening here, just completely like taken aback, but also just like, what in the world?
Okay, what's Nat's mood? Is she entertained? Is she not?
She's both confused and also like extremely intrigued by what's going on.
Okay.
That's why she's so quiet. She's just trying to take everything in.
Kind of like a sensory overload by just all the color and spectacle.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, Dylan. How about you? How's Dylan taking in the show?
Well, Dylan's probably got a little bit of mixed things, modified a little bit by the seed. So he's having kind of wistful thoughts of, the last time he was here 8 years before, and what he's now found has happened to him because of that. But he's really enjoying the show. And at the same time, he's sort of casing the place, trying to figure out, where are the exits that the performers are going, and is there any security there?
All right, go ahead and give me an investigation.
17.
All right. You looking about, you do see where the audience areas are. You see there's a couple of doors that are just big canvas flaps that are currently closed, but you can kind of see where they are strategically placed. You see there is an area that isn't doesn't have any seating in it, but it's where the performers come in and out, and you see them come in. They come in and they do a loop around the main area and then back out. And you can see there are some staff who are ensuring that the performers coming through are not hindered or interrupted. You see some of the individual. You see kind of a combination of people. You see a couple of Goliaths manning some of the canvas. You see some dwarves and other races kind of just helping ensure that there's this smooth flow of transition between the acts. You could definitely appreciate a well-rehearsed performance.
Yep, just keeping an eye on the security guys a little bit and kind of fixing them in my mind so I'll recognize them later if I happen to see them and need to avoid them.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
But I'm enjoying the show. Yep.
Enjoying the show. Felonia?
Well, so I saw the wistful glances with each other. I'm just enjoying the show for the most part. I'm just kind of just looking at, just trying to make connections to see if there's a way we can connect some of the people together. I'm trying to remember if is anything coming to my mind, any memories from before.
Go ahead and give me a history check with disadvantage.
Okay. It's a 16 and a 12. It should be 14.
All right. There's some vague emotions and impressions. But overall, it's generally a positive set of memories. So, from what you can, what the impressions that you have from the last time you saw a similar performance like this here, it's still that enjoyable experience of seeing the performers, the general mood. You remember vaguely that you remember vaguely there was like a couple of people who were trying to be negative, but they kind of got drowned out by the rest of the performance. But overall, it's it's positive memories. You can't touch on anything specific.
I'm just kind of fingering that like electrum whistle thing that I have from when I was in the Feywild, and just kind of like thinking through all that stuff as I'm watching the stuff.
All right. Gwen, how about you?
I think Dylan did pretty much what I would have done after hearing Burley's name and remembering that Featherine had mentioned to go talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
I would watch where he exits.
Okay.
But she's never been to the circus, so she's just like, she's amused, but she's not really, she's not. I mean, she's having fun, but not probably as much as she should be. She's just not like, why are they doing this? But yeah, Dylan. I mean, I don't know if I have to roll because he did, but yeah, that's basically what as soon as she heard Burley's name, she was gonna get up, but then she's like, no, I think I'll stay and just try to figure that out later.
Okay.
So she's just watching the show, kind of like, eh.
All right.
So.
Terry, what were you doing? I remember, and Turkey, I remember you were just talking about searching for some people doing shady stuff. Terry, what was it you were looking around? And how were you taking in the show?
So, how easily amused am I?
I don't know. How easily amused are you?
Okay, all right. Can
Right now, I mean, you have you
Is-
whatever you think Terry's level is, you're gonna want to ramp that up a little bit more because of the seed.
Yeah. So, is there a way for me to work around to where the performers are entering the arena, or entering the inner ring to perform?
What's the intent?
I would like to perform. I would like to get out there and do a little knife throwing.
Okay, hold that thought. How's Turkar taking in the show? I know you were looking for dissent, some people possibly doing shady stuff. What's Torkar's overall mood at watching the show and seeing these performers?
Not having seen anybody doing anything shady, he's relaxed and just enjoying it and pretty much paying rapt attention to each of the acts that go out, and he's clapping and hooting and hollering and pretty much just enjoying himself.
Okay. All right. So as you're seeing, you see the troops of clowns and acrobats and fire breathers and this whole parade of activity. And then as it starts to wind down, Mr. Light sits there, and calls for attention and says, "Oh, my friends, this is such a great night. Every night is a great night, but tonight, as always, I have to ask, you saw all of these wonderful performers, but being as we're here to enjoy ourselves, I must ask, do any of you wish to come down and perform for the audience? All these wonderful people. Would you like to come and attempt?"
Terry, in all his bunny hoppiness, just leaps. Just if he can leap over the bodies of the people in the rows ahead of him, he will do so.
All right, go ahead and give me an acrobatics.
And if Gwen sees this, she will like try to follow him
Oh
and
no!
be like a bouncer kind of type person. She's not going to perform, but she's going to make sure Terry doesn't make a fool of himself.
Okay, too late.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Basically.
A ship
But
is
she's
set.
still going to follow you down just in
So-
case you stab yourself or something.
Without even attempting to untangle my feet or really get myself ready for this jump, I just by impulse just do it and roll a nat 1.
Oh no!
+6, so that's a 7. So yeah.
So as Mr. Light sits there and puts out the call for anyone to come down, you guys see Terry just overcome with excitement, jump up, but forgets where his feet are and trips. And thankfully, the crowd in front who heard this commotion and heard this excitement kind of part a little bit. So Terry kind of stumbles forward a couple of rows, and the crowd kind of helps him, and you kind of, as you kind of come through the aisle and come down and come out, and Mr. Light goes, "I see you're eager to perform. What kind of show do you have for us?"
Well, only the best. I'm Terry the Terrific.
Terry the Terrific, he says. All right, Terry the Terrific. What have you got for us? What is your performance? And who is this lovely individual coming down behind you? Is that your assistant tonight? As you turn to look, you see Gwen, who has come down all the way to the edge. Oh, don't be shy, young lady.
Course.
Don't be shy. Come on.
While they're all distracted,
She
I will
walks up.
slowly make my way down too, but like away from them, as if I'm not part of their little thing that they're doing.
Oh,
Gwen will just shake her head and walk on stage.
all right. We have Terry the Terrific and his lovely assistant, who is, as he looks to you, Terry.
That's
Gwen's looking at you.
Gwen
with
the
fear in her eyes.
Graceful.
Gwen the Graceful. All right. Well, Terry, what show do you have for us?
Oh well, knives, of course. And I'll just pull out like my knives and just start letting the light of the spotlight just glisten against it.
So you pull out 2 handfuls of knives as the blades glisten in the light, and Mr.
Like-
Light steps. All right. Oh, everyone, let's give Terry the terrific and Gwen the graceful the floor and
She's
see
like-
what wonderful.
Like just playing it up a little bit, but she's very awkward about it.
Very much go because like the big fur bog kind of and the small.
I'm like 7 feet tall, and I forgot how tall Terry is. I'm sure he's much smaller than that, so he's
Yeah.
more like pointing down.
So what? So how do you guys set this show up?
Okay.
Good question. I don't think it was supposed to be a duet.
It wasn't, but that's okay. So Terry is going to have
Oh no.
Gwen hold on to 4 of the knives.
Okay.
He has 7 throwing knives,
Okay.
and he's going to have her hold on to 4, and he is going to juggle 3 of the knives, and
Okay.
then as each one goes into the air, he's going to grab one from
Okay.
Gwen,
Okay.
It's like,
Okay.
and that's the plan. He's just going to juggle the knives as many as he can until he can't juggle anymore. If he manages, and this is like an Nat 20 zone, if he manages to juggle all 7, then he will finish the act by doing like a backflip and then catching them when he lands. Something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So-
Terry, woo!
Gwen is just holding these and looking petrified.
All right.
I'm just glad you didn't say I was throwing them to you.
All right. So Felonia, you saw Terry and do his stumbling down because remember you're 6 rows back from the edge. So and you see Gwen get up and kind of go down the step to the side, kind of like in a movie theater, and then go down the aisle. What was it you were gonna do? What were you staying there, or were you trying to sneak about to go somewhere else?
No, I was going to go down to the stage too, but like separate from them to not be in their act, basically.
Okay.
And while I'm getting ready to go down there, I whisper to Dylan, "Hey, go find Burley while we distract the crowd."
Okay.
Hey, I'll try.
Yeah, and I sneak down there like to perform after they're done their performance. I'll do a performance myself, separate from them.
Okay. All right. Nat, what about you? You see you're seeing you see Terry and Gwen, and then you see kind of in a distance you see Felonia step down. What and you heard the call for performance. Are you so inspired to perform?
I forgot words for a second. Hold on.
I know words are hard.
Terry's gonna see, or what? Nat's gonna see Terry and Gwen go down and just mutter to herself, "This could go one of 2 ways." And you're gonna just see her go and cover her eyes, but kind of just do like the whole like peeking through her hands, like.
So at this point you're kind of doing that, and you start to peek as you see Terry's juggling knives, and you see see this going. Turkar, what about you? Are you watching the show, or are you going to go down to try and perform as well?
I'm going to head down to the entryway to the bleachers. I kind of be on the front row there.
Mm-hmm.
And just hang on. I'm going to kind of make it look like I'm going to do a performance, but I'm also getting my healer's kit and my
I have no faith in him.
my fish eyes ready in case he needs healing.
He's Terry the Terrific, not Terry the Terrible.
And I am praying to my God under my breath.
He's carried the track record. Carry the track record.
Yeah. Wait a minute. So
I'm just
what,
gonna look over at. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna look over at Thurkier and just whisper to him, "Be ready to go down there and grab them. We might need to call for help."
I've got you.
I am the help.
Snap.
yeah, that's right.
So about both of y'all.
So at this
I'm a
point, Terry's
cleric,
juggling
don't
his
worry.
knives, and Gwen is sitting there kind of doing the Vanna White thing. It's like, isn't this cool? Isn't this great? In the meantime, you see on her face, it's like, I really hope he doesn't hurt himself. But okay, I'm moving my hands so I can catch him, but I'm trying to make it look like I'm not ready to catch him.
Yep, exactly.
I was just sitting there like, "Help
I'm
me!"
ready to.
Dylan,
ready
what
to-
are you doing?
Sorry, who?
What are you doing, Dylan?
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go into stealth mode, try and make my way into a point where I can sneak back to the staffing / performing area and waiting for the disaster that's about to happen and using that as a distraction to sneak back.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Not good. 10.
Okay. You sit there and you go and you realize that, okay, not exactly the best time to try and sneak away. Now we're gonna get back to Terry, and so Terry, and I'm gonna need you to make a performance check.
Okay.
Okay. At 20 right now.
Woohoo!
That one is just.
I said that 20.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
I'm sorry.
I believe in Terry.
Okay, it wasn't in that one.
But it was close. Okay.
It was close. It was
Oh, no.
close.
Ew.
So that is a 6.
All right. So
Oh.
as you're
No.
by some miracle, you get all 7 up there, and as you realize you have all 7 going, and you're thinking, I got this. And as you go to do your backflip, you miss the timing, and you land your backflip, but you've only got 2 daggers in your hands. The rest all fall, and ironically, they managed to fall blade first and into the dirt.
I bow like that was entirely part of the plan.
I'm going to stand at the edge and clap and slowly walk over to where he landed.
Gwen, I need you to make a performance check.
Oh, God. This will be good for a laugh. And that one. That makes it a 2.
You go and you do this, and you're trying to be very convincing, and then when he does his finish and you see that he screwed it up, he lost control, you just kind of freak out a little bit because you're watching the daggers and going,
Yeah.
oh God, please don't let him become Terry the pincushion.
Oh, wow. I'm just,
So as you got,
Yeah,
and
I
you
just-
finish and you do your bow, and you hear you hear like this one guy, woohoo! It's that one person in the crowd. We all know who that person is. It's that one person in the crowd.
Yep. That one person in the movie theater.
And then and some other people are kind of okay. Yeah. He got up there. We'll give him that. Yeah, we're gonna give him that.
and I help him pick up his knives and just leave the stage.
And as you guys kind of walk back, you swear you hear a couple of voices to the side going, man, I ain't seen that much fun since somebody tried to juggle toothpicks. Right, Bob? Yeah, Cisco, we got that.
Could I, instead of going back towards the bleachers, try to well, you said there's a way that the performers went. Is that near any of the bleachers? Could I make it look like I'm going back to the bleachers, but kind of try to Seeing, or is that like separate?
You're kind of it's kind of off
It's
to
kind of
the.
too off. Okay.
Yeah, it's like you came
just-
down on the right side. The entrance is on the
Okay.
left side. So,
Okay. Never mind.
and Mr. Light gives you kind of that. It's like, well,
Okay.
you know, we have to give him credit. We have to give him a chance. We have to give him credit for at least making the attempt. So, keep practicing, Terry. I'm
Yep.
sure you'll be terrific, as you always are. Keep practicing.
I will just give
And
a little.
then he
bow.
looks over to Filoni and is like, "Oh, it looks like we have another person who wishes to try to perform for us. Please come. Oh, young lady, what is it?
Okay.
What is your name and what is your performance?"
My name is Felonia, and I'm going to play some music for you.
Okay, Filoni with some music. Let's give it up for that. And he kind of stands aside to give the floor is yours. So what is Filoni going to do?
So the first thing I do is I have my the little electrum whistle that only Faye can hear, and I kind of blow that loudly to get everybody's attention of anybody who's the Fae creature, and then and hopefully distracting whoever I need to distract for anybody who's trying to sneak into the back. Anyway, so I do that, and then as soon as I kind of have everybody's attention, I pull out the pan flute. And I begin to play a song, and I pull out my music box.
Okay.
And I turn it a few times, let it have its tune playing, and then I begin to play off of that tune and discant off of it and expand on it. And I have little dancing figures of like dancing, mice, things like that. And as I'm playing, any local harmless fauna are attracted to me, and I kind of try to get that all as part of my little act here to distract people.
All right, go ahead and give me a performance check.
Okay. All right. So +5. That's a 19 + 5, so 24.
All right. So as you kind of get into the rhythm, and you notice as you blew your whistle, there were a couple people in the crowd who kind of rubbed their ear a little bit, and you heard some noise. You heard some like some shriek, something like a shriek noise in the back performance area, right? And then as you're playing and kind of doing that, you see that around the area, any place that's got like you see some like small like field mice, and all start to kind of come in from some of the cracks and openings around the tent, and they come in, and as they come in front, you see them start to dance and perform along with your show, and the crowd kind of gets all kind of consumed in this. And then once you finish and the mice take a bow and the music stops, you get this uproar of clapping from the crowd. And even Mr. Light is sitting there encouraging everyone, kind of like a hype man, with the applause.
During the peak of it, if there's ever an opportunity, I'm gonna see if I can make another attempt to get back.
All right, go and make your attempt.
Much better, 18.
All right, you're able to through the clapping and that you're able to kind of find a way to dart and try to make your way across as unobtrusively, because you kind of it's think of it like a movie theater. You've got these rows, and you guys are kind of in the middle of a row, so you're trying to kind of find a way to dart to get by unseen and move toward one of the exits before everybody, and you kind of make your way toward an exit that's near where the performers were coming in and out. So you kind of go over there and get yourself into that position. Terry and Gwen, as they come back, you see Torkar kind of there with his medical supplies, and then he kind of looks and sees, okay, well, you're not injured, and kind of just starts.
I was ready for you, my friend, but I had all the confidence in the world.
I can see your confidence.
Gwen would point at Felonia. Maybe you should take up an instrument instead of knife throwing, Terry. And she's just clapping because she's loving the little mice dancing.
Yeah.
She just starts clapping and just watching and just totally ignoring you now.
And what totally started off as just trying to be a distraction, I get kind of caught up in it all and begin to believe my own hype, begin to like
that's some hype. I like it.
Begin to get
And it's just like, oh, look at the
high.
mice.
And then like going to like an encore. I go into an unasked for encore.
For Colonia's encore, can I step out?
So yeah, I mean, there's an encore. It's it's like they're totally happy with it. And then as that subsides, Mr. Light tells the crowd, it's like, all right, give it up for Felonia. This was an amazing performance, and kind of gives you that signal that your time on the stage is done. And some other people who felt encouraged to make their attempts all come down. Some of them aren't so great. And after a little while, then it's Mr. Light calls for an end of the show and thanks everyone and tells them to enjoy the remainder of their evening. So all of this is kind of taken about an hour. So we're now 5 hours into the night here in the carnival, and everybody starts to usher out of the tent. Dylan, you get to your entrance, you're able to kind of get and sneak out. So once you get out, go ahead and do a perception check to see if you can see Burley.
Okay, 11.
And 11. Unfortunately, you're not able to catch a glimpse of him from from where you are. And after some looking, you realize you're just not seeing him. And go ahead and start making your way back to meet up with the rest of the group, which at this point has made it out of and is standing off to the side of the main entrance to the big top. Crowd comes out, they start to disperse into more of the events. You guys are all kind of standing there, and that's where we're going to take a quick little break because we've been doing this for a little bit. So we'll take a quick 10 minute break, get up, stretch, grab drinks, all that fun stuff, and then we will come back and see what the second half of the session yields. So thank you. So everybody watch. So stand by. We'll be back in just a few. That button.
Become inspired by Syrinscape Online Player's massive sound library and weave your tabletop legends by building custom sound sets that bring your immersive world to life. Simply download the app to access the entire Syrinscape archive anytime you need epic sounds. The online player works perfectly alongside any virtual tabletop to bring your players together no matter where they are in the world. Broadcast your custom sound sets in real time with flawless audio quality to give them a game they'll never forget. Get the Syrinscape Online Player today at Syrinscape.com.
Alrighty. Shift our music around a little bit, and we're back. Disembodied voice and everything. So, had to have some. I had a bottle of my cider, so I decided to drink that during the break. So hopefully that makes for a good second half.
Homemade.
I see Mayflower's got her drink going.
What?
So,
Alrighty. So
the staff area is just on the opposite side of the big top, right?
essentially, yes.
Okay.
Right now, you guys are all kind of clumped up, coming out of the big top after the big the big show, and you're sitting there and you're kind of seeing the crowd, and you kind of feel that the general mood of the crowd is pretty high, and things are going pretty well. And then as you guys are kind of just standing there, Felonia, give me a perception check real quick.
Right. Yeah. Let's see, 12 plus 6, so 18 actually. I was thinking it wasn't very good.
It's
12,
just a +6. It's all good.
I forgot about that. So,
well, as you look about, you notice that there's this bugbear with a pumpkin on his head walking towards you.
guys, that's who we're looking for, right?
Stop that pumpkin.
Say that again, T. Sirkar.
I said, stop that pumpkin.
He's walking towards us, you said, right?
Yeah, he's walking towards you.
Oh.
He's walking towards you specifically, Felonia.
Oh, okay.
But since you're all in the group, the rest, as you point him out, the rest of the group see he's walking toward your group.
So is the pumpkin like sitting up like at the top of his head, or is it over his head?
Or is it his head?
That's the other question. I just want to know if I need to carve a mouth for him to talk.
Oh.
Oh, Lord.
Sounds kind of morbid.
Well,
A
the
little bit, doesn't it?
pumpkin, not the pumpkin,
Not the
his-
bugbear.
Yeah.
Is it another nightmare, or is this really happening?
Well, I wait for him while they debate about carving
Yeah.
his face.
Yeah.
So as you see him come up, you see the pumpkin. The pumpkin is carved like a jack-o'-lantern. There's a
Mhm.
mouth and a nose and eyes, but you can't. But it's sitting like it's a hat, like it's a helmet.
Okay. Yeah.
So you see this bugbear, this big burly bugbear. Trying to find a picture of him. I can't. Okay, so yeah. So you see him. He's just standard height for a bugbear. He's really kind of ripped and stocky. He's got a set. He's got some simple shoes that kind of like high tops and boots that come up on his ankles, partway up his shins. You see he's wearing what looks like overalls, like farmer overalls, but they're kind of like shorts, so they're cut off just above the knee.
Mhm.
He's not wearing a shirt, so it's just his upper body, and then you get and as you kind of look up, you see you see his mouth and what looks like a beard on a bugbear, and you see his nose, and then you see the top half of a jack-o'-lantern, and there's these two kind of carved eyes. And you see part of the nose, which sits just above his actual nose, and there's a couple of holes on the side where his ears are sticking out. he's got like these silver bracers on his wrists. It's kind of like he looks like he's a strong man, but he's wearing a set of overalls, like denim-looking blue overalls with a little pocket on the front and stuff. as he kind of walks up to you.
I say hello.
Good evening. Wow, that was quite a performance you did tonight.
Thank
Well,
you. Oh,
Yes, I mean, yes, Terry.
He goes, yours look good too. You didn't get hurt, did you? As he looks over to
No.
you, Terry.
fine.
Okay. I mean, knives are sharp. I mean, just. But that was a great performance. And at some point, the later in this evening, I wanted to. The Mr. Light wanted me to come and find you and let you know that he'd be willing. He's invited you to go and talk to him and Mr. Witch later this evening.
Oh, can my friends come with me as well?
Sure, I don't see why not. I mean, this is your group. It'd be kind of rude to break up the party.
Excellent. You don't want to break up the band. That's right.
But yeah, if they're extending an offer for you to come and talk to them later, some point later this evening.
Ah.
What's with the silver bracers there?
I mean, it keeps the hair at bay, and it helps. Kind of just looks cool.
Well, everyone has their own aesthetic, I guess.
I mean, yeah. Plus, they make great noises as he sits there,
Yeah.
kind of ting, 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 ting.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
It really goes with the coveralls and the pumpkin. Yeah, it's a nice collection.
I kind of want to go over to Terry and just give him a little push, like, stop it. Stop it.
Stop.
Your act, and Gwen will say to Burley, your act was fantastic too. I really loved it. And I just eye Terry like, don't you start something. Don't you start. It's like, so, that's what Gwen is just keeping Terry in mind, basically.
I really admire your physique. What do you do to keep ripped like that?
Well, I mean, just because you're a strong man doesn't mean you don't have to work out, and there's always a lot of work to do.
Ah, so that's her job around here, a strong man.
Strong man, security, intellectual.
When
Meetings or musings.
You got to look at the picture, guys, of him. It's funny.
I've seen him. Yes, I
You only see
know what he
part of
looks
it,
like.
yes.
I know. I wanted to put it in the right background, but it won't let me do the top.
When Gwen
Burley.
here, oh, go ahead.
Burley, Featherine said that you have all sorts of interesting stories of the carnival. Could we meet with you before we meet with Mr. Light and Mr. Witch?
Possibly. I do have to get back to doing my work, but maybe even if it's not before, definitely after, we could definitely talk.
That'd be great. When do we meet and where would we meet?
Yeah, where do
You'll
we-
just head over to the staff area, and he kind of points in that direction. They're in a meeting right now. But the invitation was for you to come by before the end of the evening, or before we close up for the night. You're welcome to come by in case there are some other attractions you wanted to visit first.
So when Burley said he was security, Gwen wants to ask him a question. When people break into the carnival and don't pay, what happens to them if you catch them? And she just acts it like matter. Do you just kick them out, or is there a place where you keep these troublemakers? Or
That's
I'm just
actually
wondering.
not my area. I typically do security and guard duty around the staff area.
Oh,
But
okay.
those who do attempt to circumvent the method of exchange for entry, they're dealt with by others. We don't really ask about that.
Hmm. That's interesting.
And where did he say that we go to meet Mr. Light when Dylan asked him?
It's over in the
Staff area.
staff area. They have a wagon
okay,
in the
just-
staff area. He
just
points
back
to
there.
that general area, and he lets you know that you can come back there at any point you wish to.
Okay.
So, Burley, when was the last time you all transported to the Feywild?
A couple days ago.
Anything interesting happening there?
Depends on which part. We pass through as a means of traveling from one realm to the next, one plane to the next, because we're constantly traveling.
I think we heard something about an area called Prismere.
And that's one of the areas of the Feywild. Feywild's vast. That's just like a little. That's just one pocket of the Feywild.
Little corner. That's interesting. Do all of us hear about the Archfey who's having trouble there? Or is that just Gwen and that?
No, we were all at the table.
Yeah, you were all at the table talking to the sisters when they mentioned that.
So I hear the Archfey, what's her name? Zeb?
Zabil now.
The bill.
The building is having some issues there.
He shrugs his shoulders. He gives you the impression that he has no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, are you sure you can join us for a drink?
No, I have to get back to my duties.
Well,
Mr. Witch runs a very tight ship.
Indeed. I don't think I've seen Mr. Witch. What does he look like?
We saw.
Kind of a big elf.
So he's an elf.
Him and Mr. Light both run the carnival. Mr. Light, as you saw inside the carnival, he typically takes ringleader duties and performances. Mr. Witch is typically the individual who makes sure that we're running smoothly and on schedule.
Wow. Very good. Well, I don't want to hold you up. So thank you for the message.
Not
Yes,
a problem.
thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the carnival, and don't forget to take up that invitation. It's not often that Mr. Witch and Mr. Light extend an invitation to guests. And he
Yes.
turns and
Wow.
starts to walk back toward through around the big top.
When he leaves, I go over to Felonia and I nudge her. Good work. It's like your performance was stellar, and now that made our job easier.
Well, the funny part was I was doing it so that we could sneak somebody in there, but then we did it and don't need to sneak in there anymore. So I guess it worked
It works beautifully.
in a different
That way I
way,
think
but it worked.
And I just need to know, did you teach the mice how to dance?
They don't usually dance when they come. That was just a added bonus.
Maybe it's the Fey energy.
They look like
Fey
ancient
mice.
streets to me.
Gwen just shrugs. Now what do we do? They said we have to wait a bit, or can we just go now?
You can go whenever you want. Is there anything else you want to see?
I mean, I
You want-
assume they want to see you. I
We're
mean,
talking about going to
our
the
act
Hall of
wasn't
Illusions.
that great. Oh yeah.
What do you mean it wasn't that great? It was wonderful. It was great. It was grand.
Oh yes. I'm sorry, Terry. You were terrific.
Your act kind of took a left turn. And when I say left turn, I mean like this way.
I
And he
don't- I
points
don't
the other
get your-
direction. No.
It's
I don't
probably
get your
hard to see on
meaning.
my mirror thing, but I was making it with my right hand, and then that
Oh
would
no. Player got it. Player got it. Terry,
Okay, I wasn't sure if it came through because I realized that we're mirroring. So I'm like, dang it.
Well, Carrie, I think
I don't
that was wonderful because you survived it.
It involves quite dangerous feet. A
Indeed,
danger to my feet sometimes.
I can see that.
I think it would be best if we kept exploring a bit. Maybe.
Didn't we want to go to the Hall of Illusions?
Yes, go to the Hall of Illusions and maybe visit the mermaid before we go to see Mr. Light.
So the Hall of Illusions had the mime in it, right?
Yes.
That's in love with the mermaid. Okay.
Yes.
Candlefoot, something like
Candlewick.
that. I think I remember where it was.
Oh, there it is, right there.
You know what?
You can see it. It's right
After
over there.
ruining his act, she'll just follow Terry.
Thank you for the I don't know why the rest of you just can't follow me. So Terry starts walking off in a random direction, sure of where the Hall of Illusions is.
Terry, it's right over there. You can see it from right where we're standing. The other way. Come on.
Here, boy, come here.
Terry, go left. No, your other left.
Terry reminds me of the little brownies in Willow.
Yeah.
You know? I think you're confused. I am the leader. That way.
All right.
Okay, we had to.
So you're heading to the Hall of Illusions.
Yep.
All right. So as you guys make your way through the carnival to the Hall of Illusions, you come up on a tent with a kind of a glass cabinet that stands near the tent. There's a large tent painted with a mural of shifting images and that show grinning fairies diving into pools of color. There's hexagonal stripes of the tent pointed canopies rotate in spirals, and the whole display seems designed to befuddle onlookers. And standing next to the entrance of the tent is a glass cabinet.
Okay.
Like outside. Oh,
Outside the
A
tent,
glass
next to the tent, you kind of see the tent as you approach, and you see the tent and the cabinet. You kind of have to pick. You're seeing both of that. So the cabinet is a point of interest. The tent is another point of interest.
We don't see the mime anywhere, do we?
Not yet. There's still a big crowd kind of passing, so you're still coming up. It's the if anybody wants to check out the cabinet as they're
I do.
getting close to the tent.
I do.
Terry, okay. A wooden mannequin is grinning, raven-haired young woman in witch's attire and a green flowing cape hovers inside a glass cabinet. At the top of the cabinet, the sign reads, "Tasha the Wizard, known for her hideous laughter." A halfling couple holds hands as they approach the glass cabinet. One of the halflings is wearing butterfly face paint. As he drops to one knee, pulls out a small box from his pocket. His sweetheart bursts into laughter and begins rolling on the ground. The halfling in face paint begins sobbing and darts into a nearby tent without getting his ticket punched.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I would have been walking over there with Gwen, but as soon as I see this, I just turn around and walk exactly in the opposite direction towards the Twinkie booth.
Okay. Gwen, Terry?
And she's still there?
Yep, she's there. She's laughing. She's rolling on the ground laughing.
I'll go up to her and be like, "Are you all right?" And I'll try to stand her up, like pick her up, and because I assume she's like rolling on the ground.
Yeah, you pick her up. She still just starts giggling about and anything you say. She just starts to giggle and laugh. And
Oh, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
you kind of turn and you look and you see this mannequin. And you're looking at it. If you want, go ahead and make a history check.
History. I was gonna ask if I would know that. A 10.
Yeah.
Nope. But you do need to now make a wisdom saving throw because you're within 10 feet.
Oh no.
Terry would have approached.
I'm
it
very
more.
wise. I'm very wise. No, I'm not. It's an 8.
Oh.
As
That's with a plus 5.
All right, so you're standing there. Terry is right there next to you. Terry, if you want to make the history check.
Let's see. 15 plus 2, so 17.
So as you read the description or the inscription, and you look and you're sitting and as you have an epiphany, it's like, I heard this name. This was another name for Iglovwe, the Witch Queen, a really powerful archmage. Now roll your wisdom saving throw.
How wonderful. Let's see. That is a dirty 20.
So as you start to recite this, for some strange reason, this information is just pops into your head, and you say it, and as you get done saying it, you look over to Gwen, and she has just lost it and is completely laughing hysterically at your entire description of who this person was.
Gwen.
I'm just in between laughs.
It's like her and the gnome are on the ground, and it's like you see Gwen trying to compose herself, but it's not working. And for the next minute, anything anyone says to her, she just starts laughing and giggling and is completely incomprehensible.
I'm checking my clothes to see if maybe I sat in something.
What's that you were saying, Terry, about this igloo?
She's the witch queen, very powerful. I wouldn't get too close, maybe. Gwen is maybe not feeling well. Maybe we should keep moving.
What about the halfling too?
We should maybe draw her away as well.
Okay, I'll try and calm the halfling down.
Yeah. Gwen
Okay.
just continues to laugh, but shakes her head yes, and just laughs her way a little bit further away, or at least she tries to move further away.
So Turkar, go ahead and give me a persuasion check to see if you can coax the halfling away from the cabinet.
All right. That's a 24.
So, yep, you're able to kind of coax her away. She's laughing and giggling, and you get her about 15 feet away from the cabinet. Terry, I imagine you're assisting Gwen, so
Right.
you guys get away from the cabinet. And like I said, after about a minute, the halfling kind of stops laughing and kind of breathes heavy, like she'd been like running a marathon, and shortly after that, Gwen kind of regains her composure, and again is feeling a little lightheaded and kind of breathing heavy from the amount of laughing she's been doing. The ribs kind of hurt a little bit from all the laughing. I mean, it was a lot of good belly laughs and everything.
She's definitely holding her sides. Like,
Where did
what
that
happened?
Are we able to go inside the hall without going to the ticket booth first, or?
Yeah, you can bypass the mannequin, and as you kind of doing that, and you're because once you're done sorting that out, you look, and then you see there's a clown dressed in kind of a muted color palette, like very monochrome color palette, is standing at the entrance of the tent, just kind of looking and blinking at you. kind of
I'm
head
gonna-
cocked to the side.
I'm gonna say to the halfling guy, I'm gonna say, you know, your friend ran off into the tent.
She goes, "Oh, I didn't mean to laugh at him. Oh, it's such a." Oh. She runs after to try and find him.
And Gwen tries to stop him. Wait, I could tell him what happened. And she just trails off because she took off.
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check, Gwen. See if you can make heads or tails on what just happened.
Oh, maybe she doesn't. Oh, okay. Dirty 20.
All right. You know that standing near that statue, that mannequin, there was definitely a magical effect that occurred. And listening to what Terry said about Tasha and the fact that she's known by another name and she's considered the Witch Queen, you're kind of going, yeah, that was probably a spell. That was probably not fun.
Yeah. And Gwen says, do not go near that chest. It's definitely magic to something. I couldn't even stop laughing. It was horrible. She's not the kind of person that would laugh like that normally. So she's thinking how horrible it was to actually laugh.
Well, I said, I think it was a nice laugh, and I kind of pat her hand.
I was gonna say, can you reach my hand?
No, hand. I said hand.
Oh, I thought you said head. I'm like, wait, how?
No, I'm short. I don't think I can reach your head. So.
No, I'm like 7 something. I can't remember exactly. 7'1".
You know, it was nice to see you laugh.
Yeah. Was it? It hurt. And I'm still holding like my sides. Like, no.
I'm sorry about that, but you seem to enjoy yourself, at least on your face.
I'd rather. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk over to the clown and the muted colors. I'm assuming is the mime.
Yep. He stands there. He's got his colors. His clothes are very dark, very kind of muted. Where it's kind of like a monochrome or a grayscale as he stands there. It looks like he has like no pigmentation in his skin. He looks he looks like if you were watching a black and white TV and this person stepped off the screen, that's his whole look.
Yeah.
Skin color, clothing, everything is very much monochrome. And he stands just outside the tent and stands just outside of range of the cabinet. And he's the one who's punching tickets for people going in and out. And he's just kind of standing there. So,
and just so I'm remembering correctly, the Featherine told us a little gossip about the mermaid and the mime, correct?
He's in love with the mermaid,
right?
But he can't speak to her, which is ironic since he's a mimic. I mean, a mime, but yeah,
Not a mimic.
yeah. Sorry, that slipped. Yeah, he can't speak with her, and when we were watching it in the big tent, he was looking over at her. I wonder if he like literally can't speak to her, or if he just is too shy to speak to her.
Right. Yeah. I didn't see the glances in the tent, so I'm just going to go off of the rumors and just introduce myself and just wave. Hello.
He stands there and waves back.
Hi. Are you Candlewick?
He nods.
Oh. Well, I saw your performance. It was quite wonderful. I performed also this evening.
He does a bow when you thank him for his performance, and when you talk about you doing a performance, he nods and kind of does this.
He breaks character.
He sits there and he's kind of like he goes to like pats you on the shoulder. It's like. Gives that looks like
I know it's not really for the faint of heart. My axe, quite dangerous. But hey, I heard a rumor. I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn, but are you friends with the mermaid at the Shimmering Lake?
He nods.
Palasha.
He nods, but
Palasha.
he kind of at the mention of the mermaid, you see him kind of sulk a little bit as he nods.
What's wrong? You're not friends?
He starts to go in this thing. He starts to go into this kind of pantomime of how he had like flowers and an instrument of some type, and he was gonna walk over and he was gonna talk to her, but as he sat there, he kind of does a motion where he was gonna sing. But then he pulls his hand over his face to give you the impression that nothing came out. He has no voice.
He lost his voice. Okay.
So you can't speak, or you're too scared to speak?
He shakes his head at the can't speak. Shakes his
You've
head,
not
kind of
always-
says, kind of confirming your question as he shakes his head left to right.
Mm-hmm. So when did you lose your voice? How long ago?
Kind of puts his hands up.
That
Not
time,
sure.
Carnival.
Yeah, it's weird.
How did you lose your voice?
He shrugs. No idea.
You
He
looked in the lost-
kind of goes in where it's like he talks. He kind of gives a pantomime of like a small person that he was and points inside, and all of a sudden and he could talk then, and then when he went inside with this individual, and at some point that person disappeared. He doesn't really give you an idea of gender or anything, just it was a small person, and after they disappeared he couldn't talk. So whoever this small person was kind of gives the impression they had a beak.
Kenku.
He nods.
But it had a beak, or it was a person, like a human.
He kind of small beak.
Just small with a beak.
Did
Any-
he
Nodded when you said Kenku.
did he
Yes.
sneak in to the carnival at some time?
He shrugs. He has no idea. He hasn't seen the person since.
No, then you, Candlewick. Did you sneak in at some point?
He shakes his head. No, he's like, he kind of gives in kind of a rough kind of way of describing it. He describes through hand gestures that he works for the carnival. He's a part of the carnival.
Oh, yeah.
This is his job.
I just want one moment, and I'll just kind of glance back to the rest of the group and say, I'm beginning to think that the girl that I met, who was so sure that there weren't any Kenku, might not have been right about that.
You see him kind of look at you, kind of tilt his head to the side, and kind of do his hand on his head like the mind blown. But it's kind of in a way, it's like if he was a living emoji for sarcasm.
Yeah.
So it's weird, guys, because the Displacer Beast obviously works here and lost their child. This mine works here, lost his voice. I think the tree, was it Billy? Or I can't remember the name of
The squirrel was Betty.
Betty. Okay. Betty lost their memory, or like doesn't remember.
Betty didn't say she
Betty
lost
didn't.
anything. She was just
Betty
happy.
said she didn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
About this time, Dylan will wander back with his gigantic fried Twinkie and offer any of it to the rest of the group? And how big, or is the mime a human?
Yep, the mime is human. He's he's really kind of gangly, kind of thin, very much a stick figure. He doesn't have a lot. But it's the fact, but he looks even thinner because there's like very little pigmentation in his skin.
I'm going to examine him incredibly closely as I'm sitting here watching the interactions, with the intent that perhaps I will use him as someone who I will disguise myself as in the future.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and kind of roll an investigation for me.
Okay. Not great. 10.
You get a pretty good sense of it. You think he's a little thinner than you, so it might be a little rough, but you feel confident you could probably do. You might be able to pull off a passable impression at a distance.
Okay. Yep. It's one of my skills that I have from my background. So.
Okay.
Have you seen a doctor about your boy?
Shakes his
Try
head.
to gargle with honey. Okay.
He shakes his head. It's like, kind of go ahead and give me an insight, Torkar.
Oh,
Okay.
Since you asked that question.
Insight. There you go. $15.
What was that?
15.
15. The the kind of his posture and his body language when you ask if about him going to see a doctor about his lost voice kind of it gives you the impression that it was a wasted attempt.
I wonder if there are any herbalists around who can fix you a potion or something.
He kind of visibly shrinks down a little bit, like and just shakes his head again, going with the none of that has helped.
Well, perhaps if we can find a way to restore your voice, maybe you can finally speak to the mermaid and remember us, maybe help us if we need
he
it.
perks up and kind of shakes his head and kind of emphatically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of it's like, as you saw Torkar's questions kind of make him like depressed, your statement kind of gives him hope, and he starts to perk up a little bit and shake his head emphatically. And kind of hold his hands out and is kind of like, please, could you?
I'll do my best. I have an idea of where to start.
Have you checked the lost and found?
He turns to look at you, and you get that look, and you just get that look of like, really?
It seems that we need to, one of the things we need to do is find this Kenku-esque person. That might be the key to it. Where did you see this woman, Terry?
Well, it was not just a woman. It was several people. All had the same manner of walk, though.
Well, that's
Wasn't it right after we were pixies?
Yeah. And different forms, but same walk, same stature, and very short responses. Yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. That was it.
have we tried to track them by looking at the walk of the passerby?
I've been successful twice, but unfortunately, she, not to besmirch my own intelligence, seemed to be rather convincing that there were no Kenku at the time.
Did you meet them alone, or were they in groups?
It was just the one that one at a time.
And it's not the same person each time?
It seemed to be a different appearance. The same walk, though.
I wonder. I wonder if we can spread out and take another look again, maybe with Candlewick's help.
Yes. I don't know that Candlewick can leave his station here.
He shakes his head. No, he's got to stay here. He's got to punch the tickets and let people go inside the Hall of Illusions.
Well, while we're here, is it worthwhile to see the Hall of Illusion? Candlewick?
I mean, he kind of pushes, ushers you to go in and kind of holds his hand out for the ticket, but he's like, he tells you he's not going in there for obvious reasons, but you see people while you're having this conversation, people have come in and he's kind of punched their tickets and they've gone in. Couple people kind of snuck in while you guys were while there was some parts of the conversation, but it seems like people go in and they come out. There's definitely a flow. There's definitely something inside that's attracting people.
Well, I don't know if we need to go in here. It seems that Candlewick's business is more important than anything else.
You never know. The Kanku could be in there.
It could be.
Candlewick would tell us, don't you think?
I've had enough of illusions for tonight. You guys can go in, but I'm just going to sit out here and keep my eye open for interesting things.
So I'll take a quick moment to just describe the manner of walk that the shorter statured person had done when we left the Pixie Kingdom. And so that way people might be able to be better able to identify this suspicious person or persons. I don't think I want to go into the Hall of Illusions just yet. I only have the 3 ticket punches left, and there might be some other things I'd like to do first.
Yeah,
I totally do.
We can buy more.
I want to go in.
Yeah, it's like I actually totally want to go in.
Me too. Let's go, Fee. No, I'm not saying the name right now.
and
I
I.
find a bench and keep an eye open for unwinged kids and weird walking humanoids.
All right, so who's going inside the hall?
I am.
I am.
Nat, Gwen, Felonia.
All the ladies are leaving you.
All right, so Terry, Turkar, and Dylan are staying outside this time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so for Nat, Gwen, and Felonia, you guys go in and you see tall mirrors line the interior walls of the tent. The mirrors near the entrance reflect onlookers. As you kind of look in, you see what you looked like as a child.
Oh, that freaks me out.
And look at the little.
Like Felonia, she just stops and because she lost that time.
Oh yeah.
So you would see what you would look like as, say, like your 10-year-old selves as you look in the mirror.
I'm looking in the mirror and I'm touching my face. Oh, I was so cute. Little fur ball. I'm just like, she's remembering. She had a good childhood.
So you guys, as you see that, and as you kind of walk through, and it's kind of like it's a house of mirrors, but as you there's a little path and line with the mirrors, and as you kind of go and you look, you see yourself in your reflection start to age. You start off with your 10-year-old selves, and as you go, you see your reflections age as you move from mirror to mirror to mirror.
not so happy now.
So as you and as you're going, and then want the three of you to give me a perception check.
Oh, that wasn't very good.
Nat 20
no.
for 23.
Because I rolled a 3 for a 9.
All right, so Gwen got a 23. Nat, what'd you get?
6.
Okay, so while Nat and Felonia are kind of looking, Gwen, you look and you see that halfling from earlier.
I try to yell at him, friend, wait. And I
His name is his name is Reuben. You see him, and as you kind of look, you see him, and he's looking at him. He's looking into one of the mirrors, and as you kind of go closer, you see what looks like Do you see him looking at it? It looks like a picture. The mirror he's looking at makes him look like a little kid. And then off to the side, it looks like there's another person in the mirror. There's like a little person, a little person with a mask on.
Does the mask look like the masks that I saw on the people following the kids without wings?
Give me a history check.
Where is it? History? You sure?
Yep.
You should-
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, I don't have a bad. Okay. Wait a minute. Dnd Beyond is being weird. It shows a 13, but it only gave me a 5. I guess I'll go with an 8.
Okay.
D&D
You can't really tell, but it's very weird because as you look at them and as you see him, it looks like they're having a conversation.
I'm just gonna start walking up, not fast. I don't want to scare anybody,
Okay.
but I'm just gonna start walking towards him, and I'm just gonna keep my eyes on the mirror. And I would like to try to hear what he's saying, if I could, as I'm walking towards them.
All right.
trying to be-
Go ahead and give me a investigation
Are
because
you
you're focusing on this.
I know. An 8. No more D&D Beyond tonight.
You can't quite hear the conversation. But give me an insight check.
Picking all the wonderful things I can do. Insight. Wait, insight check. Where is it? Oh, I have a +5. Let's see how this works. An 8.
Another 8?
I know. The dice hate me today.
Did you
be honest with
so
my
as you're getting closer, because you see that they're kind of down at the hallways, you're kind of getting closer, you can't quite hear, and you see it looks like he's having a conversation with the mirror, and you kind of look and you see him lift his hand, and almost like he's reaching toward the mirror.
I just continue walking towards them, but
And his hand starts, and you see it. What looks like a hand comes out of the mirror,
Oh boy.
and they
Oh,
grasp
wow.
hands.
can I
And you
start-
see his hands start to go in.
I start running towards him and try to grab him?
All right, is that what you're gonna do?
And that's what I want to do.
All right, so
That freaks me out a little bit. Not that my rolls have been any good tonight.
all right, give me an athletics.
An 8.
Oh,
Need to stop using this. I really do. Let me get
All
my
right.
actual skills.
Well, I mean, you're pretty. Do you say anything? Do you get Nat and
I said
Felonia's
I yell-
attention? As you're seeing his hand go in, and now more of his arm, and it looks like he's lifting a leg, like he's about to step in.
Yeah, I would yell to them, guys, magic. I don't know what's going on, and I'm just start running. But
Do you try and say anything to him?
Wait, stop! Don't touch it.
All right, give me a persuasion.
Oh God. Okay, wait. I'm gonna use an actual die. Let's see what happens.
I drink an 8, I promise.
What was it? No, I got a 10 on the die.
Okay.
So it's better
Persuasion.
than an 8. 11. Better than an 8.
All right, so as you shout out to him, he stops as he's in the process of stepping through, and he kind of turns to look at you. You have a moment. What are you going to do?
This is the guy who ran in after.
This is the
his
halfling.
girlfriend was yelling him.
He was the one that was on the ground.
No, this is the halfling that ran in first.
Oh.
This was the one that proposed or whatever with the. Okay. He did it, and I try to I still try to get to him, but
well, you're getting close. You're able to. You're right there, kind of in arms. Okay. You're kind of there at arm's reach.
Yeah.
He stopped as he's like partially through. So you tell him to wait. He's paused. Right? He looked at you, and he's kind of turned.
It was a spell.
So what is it?
What did it? Did you need me to roll something?
Well, what is it you want to do?
I just said I just keep running at him and said, "You didn't mean it. It was a spell. It happened to me too." And I just try to reach him. I really want to just pull him out of the mirror. Give me an. Are you gonna try and grab him from the mirror or try and grab him? Yeah.
Okay, so you're just all right. So let's go ahead and do like a grapple.
Okay. Tell me how to do that.
So I want you to roll a strength check or a strength. I want you to roll an attack, but it's going to be a strength-based attack. So a strength check.
Okay. Okay. What do I add? Strength 12. A 13.
All right. So you get to him, you reach your hand in, and you just kind of tackle him away, and you pull him through the mirror, and it starts to, and you kind of land on the ground and it starts to ripple. And as you look back, you see what looks like a little girl with a mask on that looks like a pig. And she just kind of shrugs, turns, and looks like she walks down a path, and then the mirror shimmers and goes back to what looks like you and the halfling as little kids lying on the ground.
Can I go up to the mirror and just knock on it to see if it's an actual mirror now?
Yep. You tap on it, it clicks like a mirror.
So we didn't see that part. All we did was saw a big 7-foot tall person tackle a little halfling.
Yes.
And laying on the ground on top.
You saw you guys were looking at the mirrors. You were looking at them. You're seeing your figure change from young to old to really old to young again, and kind of all there. And then you heard Gwen kind of squeak or squeal about something, and then you saw her just run and tackle this person. And now you look and you see her as she's on all fours, kind of knocking on the mirror and just looking at it really perplexed. And that's where we're going to end for this week's session.
Oh no. Oh, that's an interesting spot to end.
I turn to Nat and say,
I'm not sure how she's going to explain this. Oh, she thinks she's lost it too. Oh, Lord.
Through the looking glass.
Yep.
You could have been with Alice in the Wonderland.
And it was I'll ask you guys that later. It's like, no, I feel like, did we see the pig-faced girl before? I can't remember.
Doesn't sound
I know. again, I might be crossing the streams. I know of the
I don't have it in my
character, but do we know of? Does Gwen know of the character?
I don't remember any pig-faced
Yeah,
girls
I
over there.
I don't have that in my notes.
Okay. I don't have it in my notes, but my notes suck. So I kind of gave up on taking notes. I'm like, I can rewatch it later.
So you guys were in there. Meanwhile, the boys
Oh
were
my
outside
God.
talking with Candlewick as you guys were in there. And
Now everybody thinks I'm crazy.
Only 3 of you. The others think they're
Only
so fine.
two. Only 2 of them think I'm crazy.
so,
Wow.
welcome back for
What a spot
2022,
to
y'all.
leave. It's like, of course, I've been learning from Jason about even me decaying at things. I'm like, no, let's finish. I can go another hour. I only need 2 hours of sleep. It's all
Yeah, I
good.
don't feel comfortable with that. Sorry.
I only work at a home for the elderly. It's not
Damn, move that fast.
doing dishes.
Just
Say
don't
again?
have
I
like
should go in bed.
Say
Oh
again,
wow, what a
Dorkar?
spot to
Oh, I just said they don't move that fast.
Yeah.
it's okay if you're a little slow. Yeah.
had too much soda anyway. I'm not gonna go to sleep anytime soon. After playing, I can't go to sleep for another hour or 2 anyway.
Yeah, well, stop drinking the soda so you can fall asleep easier.
It's a little can. It's only 6 ounces.
Oh, that's good. Now
I
is
don't
that is
drink
now
soda.
is that part of like the stack of 12 that we can't see on camera?
No, I usually drink seltzer water, which I have 6 bottles of behind me. So, but I knew
It's not
it was
too
gonna
bad.
be a late night tonight, and my boss didn't give me the day off I wanted to. I asked for tomorrow off, and she's like, "We're so short. They're missing 4 people because of COVID just in my department alone." So
Oh
it's
gosh.
like, okay,
All right.
I'll come
Well,
in.
thank you thank you all of you for spending some time tonight to play some D&D. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for sticking with us through the end. Hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to get a like and a subscribe and hit the little bell notification. And it's a reminder, this is a live game on streamed exclusively on Patreon, and then it's for VOD afterwards. But it's a thank you to the Patreon supporters for Scuba Studio, and of course, thank you to my cast for spending the Saturday night playing D&D. Like I said, we should be on track every other Saturday from here through, barring any catastrophic world-ending calamities, people get sick, or life events and holidays. But should be every other Saturday. We're going to be here. We're going to play this game. We're going to see what happens next. So hopefully that was a lot of fun. Thank you for Syrinscape for the background musics and soundboards. This was the Beyond the Witchlight sound set, the official sound set on Syrinscape. So go to syrinscape.com to get more info about that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys. Did you have fun?
Yeah,
Was it
it's
worth the
fun.
wait?
It's always a
Yeah.
blast.
Yeah.
I missed you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, you guys enjoy your night. You out there on the internet, enjoy your time, enjoy your night, enjoy your weekend, stay safe, do all the things, and we will see you on our next stream. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Uh,
Night.